Hi again, this is Miko of Ready to Marry and to Mommy. And today I will be answering the question what is the usual mistake of parents who are new to homeschooling? Okay. So at this time it is today is I think June 8 or June 9, 2020, and there has been an influx of families who are homeschooling, and merely because of two reasons. The first reason is that they have been really wanting to homeschool. So matagal na talaga nilang plinano, and na timing rin naman that 2020 is the start of the school year na pwede na silang mag-enroll. So nag-enroll sila. And another influx of homeschooling families are actually the families who have been left with the choices of blended learning, online learning, homeschooling, or face-to-face. And since they think that it would be better to homeschool their kids, they opted, okay, for this academic, what's this, for this lifestyle for their family. So yon, so two types of homeschooling families for their school year 2020-2021. Now the question is, what could be the common mistake of these families pag nag-start na ng homeschooling journey nila? Kasi nga syempre ako, I must admit that I had a lot of time preparing for it. As in, siguro when actually, since he was born, we were already thinking of homeschooling. So, mahaba talaga yung preparation ko because we started the academic part of it when he was 5. However, for the new parents, ang ikli, lalo na yung mga bago-homeschool because of the pandemic. And, it's really hard because if I was in their situation, kahit ako mahihirapan na ang ikli-ikli nung time for me to decide on the education of my child. So alam ko that it's very possible that there would be a lot of, I do not want to call it mistakes pero siguro there would be a lot of I thought it will work, okay, or I thought this would work, pero hindi pala. Pero one of the things that I want to point out is most of the homeschooling families, especially those who came from a traditional school or a regular school, most of you would think that the homeschooling is just bringing all the textbooks at home and asking your child to do it, or bringing the classroom at home. And because of that, you would schedule your child's homeschooling 1 hour English, 1 hour Filipino, 1 hour social studies. And that would be equivalent to your child homeschooling from 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? The common akala ko ganito is to just get all the textbook at upuan nyo at magkaharap kayo ng 5 oras dire-diretso. Because technically, that is what happens in school, diba? Now, it doesn't have to be like that in homeschooling. In homeschooling, you have the liberty to make it more fun, to make it more creative. You have the, You have the leeway to not start with textbooks. You could start with something that would interest your child. You could start with art. You could start with videos, pero siguro hindi lang lagi or hindi buong week puro videos. You could start with music. You could start with singing. You could start with a game or with a toy. You get what I mean? It doesn't have to be like the sit down, listen to me, write this, compute this, or you finish this, or you pass this to me in 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? You do not have to be the Miss Tapia, if you know, nabubuking yung edad ko, the Miss Tapia or Miss Minchin type of teacher. It could just be relaxed. Alright, and kami nga, we homeschool only from Tuesday to Friday, and it could be really relaxed that way. It shouldn't be long. I know na parang sa umpisa parang maisip nyo, ganun ba talaga? Parang hindi naman ata totoo yan. I'll give you time to discover it, okay? Makikita nyo naman when you finally set the lessons and when you finally have a checklist of what he has accomplished in a day, you would realize that you do not need the entire day to do homeschooling, that you would only need a certain number of hours to cover the academic part of the academic part of homeschooling. So that could be a common quote unquote mistake for parents, to bring the school in at home. It shouldn't be that way. Homeschooling can, as I mentioned earlier, it can be fun, it can be creative, and it shouldn't stress you out nor the child. Okay, so relax lang, mommy. Okay, I hope that you would enjoy this journey. Kasi kung iisipin natin na ito yung kailangan namin gawin, ito yung kailangan namin ma-accomplish, it could really take a lot of your energy. But however, these are important. I'm not saying na wag kayong magka-goal in a day. I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be as rigid as how they do it in school. Alright? So the copy work, you could lessen that. And it doesn't have to be all about the pen and paper tests. Pwedeng recitation, pwede you can just ask them if they remember it. You could ask them to read, things like that. So I hope that this journey would not only be fun for your kids, but also fun for you, the mommy teacher. And I hope that when there's fun kasi, when your kids enjoy, I'm sure that there would be learning. Mas magaan, di ba? Kasi kahit naman tayo, when we enjoy the subjects, if you would just look back, if you enjoyed the subject, if you like the teacher, di ba? A lot of learning happens. So just imagine that and just allow your child to enjoy the lesson, to love the mommy teacher more, so that he could also learn more. Okay, so that's it, and I hope that you will not commit that quote-unquote mistake in homeschooling your kids. Alright, so thank you so much again, and if you have any questions, you could always check out my Facebook, my Instagram, and my website. The name, it's just the same everywhere, Ready to Marry and to Mommy, and I will reply as soon as I can. Salamat!